I personally think that Hokum is one of the most like original horror movies I have seen in years. Hokum is the kind of film that everyone has to go and watch in theaters right now. It's an incredible horror film that has a combination of psychological horror and a murder mystery. I think that Hokum is probably one of the best horror movies of 2026 so far. I gotta be honest, guys, so far this year, I feel like horror movies have been like dominating in theaters, and the other films I haven't been as interested to go watch so many of these movies as of late. I don't know. It's been a weird year when it comes to the other genres. Of course, we've got like Mario. Oh my god, what was another one? We have part two to the Devil's like Prada. But I can't think of any other movies. Oh yeah, we got Dune, the final one, and then we got Avengers, another one. But I don't know. There's the excitement isn't there anymore when it comes to theaters nowadays. Like the only movies I have been real excited to watch lately is horror films only, and Hokum was definitely like one of them. So this is gonna be the spoiler-free review. I should clarify before I begin. So Hokum follows the story of a guy. He's a writer, and from the looks of it in the beginning of the film, something doesn't seem right with his character. He's a bit of a jerk, like he really is a jerk in this movie. But you come to realize why he's such a jerk in the film. Like there's a part in the movie that really freaked me out, but he had gone to a hotel to spread the ashes of his parents, and there was this dude named like Albie, I think that's his name. He was just telling him that he himself wanted to become a writer, and he was asking him if he could, well, hopefully, like read his script, right, for the book. And he had taken a spoon, the main character, and he was putting it in a pumpkin because it was during Halloween season, and there was a candle in there, and all of a sudden he just put it on the dude's hand, and he burned him. That part was like, whoa, that was insane for him to have done that. But again, you come to realize why he's such a jerk. And this film, it mostly does centers like around psychological horror, but it's done very well because in the hotel it takes place in one area of the hotel, and it's called the honeymoon suite. And the main character has to go there because he finds out that I was like one of like the workers in the hotel that was very kind to him, she had gone missing, and he wanted to want to look for her, and he ends up finding out that she was in the honeymoon suite, the last place that she was ever seen. Or and he goes up there and he finds out a very disturbing secret, which leads to some other genre in the movie I wasn't expecting, and it becomes a like murder mystery scenario. This was very interesting to me because the trailer, I have to give it credit. The trailer didn't give anything away, really. It only gave away the main thing, so which is the witch. And the witch, I have to say, too, she was done very well. She was barely shown the movie in bits and pieces of it. I mean, she did have like so many very important scenes in the movie, but it wasn't annoying. It was very like in your face scary, but in a good way. And yeah, the little snippets we got of her were very well done. The horror was so eerie, and I really liked that about the film too when it came to the witch. There's even a character in this movie too. Um, so this was the only thing or some other part of the film that I was wrong about. But to be honest, sometimes I'm glad to be wrong about things because making predictions to a horror movie, um, it can be fun, but I think it's more cool if I'm wrong because it makes it more exciting when I'm watching a horror movie because it makes you wonder what's gonna happen with the thing. You thought was gonna happen, you know. And there's a character in the film that had like donkey ears. I thought it was bunny ears because of what it had shown in the trailer. And there's a character in the movie. This part honestly really disturbed me, and I didn't like the character. He was just very eerie to look at. And there's a really neat scene with him when it comes to a TV. And I think my theory is that maybe that character, that very creepy bastard, I think maybe the main character would watch a TV show and maybe he would appear in it. I think his name was Jack the Donkey. But still, it was just, that whoever voiced him too did a really good job because it really made it more creepy, the film. And I'm so glad this character, he wasn't like underused. And I'm really glad that he had at least 3 scenes in the movie because, again, that character was so effective. Very creepy character. Some other thing I would like to talk about too here is the characters. The characters in the movie, they were very well like written. I think these are probably some of my favorite horror movie characters I have seen in a long time. And it felt very, very like refreshing to finally watch a horror movie character that had brains. So the main character, when he finds out that he's trapped in the hotel suite, he comes up with so many like ideas to get out of it. It's awesome to see someone that's actually trying to use like their surroundings to figure out some like way to get out of there. It was so awesome to see that. He was very smart. There was a part that he came up with some trick for the like dumbwaiter in the hotel suite. There was a part that he had to ring some bell that was like linked to the honeymoon suite because he found out that someone came back to help him possibly, and then he would go crazy trying to ring it to the point where he actually like broke the wall to get to it. I thought that was cool. I'm like, finally a character that is smart. And I'm like, cool, that felt very refreshing. And the other characters too, I really enjoyed them too. Like, for example, like that lady that had gone missing, she had very small screen time, but I still enjoyed her character. Some other character named Jerry, he was trying to help the main character out, trying to find her. He was very, very well written. I really enjoyed his character. And there's another character that, his name is, I was like, Maul, I think that was his name. He is supposed to be the villain of this movie, and I thought they did a good job with him too. And he really played the perfect scumbag. Like, you couldn't stand him, and he was really good in this movie. I really enjoyed him as a villain. And there's a part in the movie that was so satisfying to watch, but oh my god, that part, it really creeped me out. And it's probably the only part in the movie that it's like kind of like CGI. So Tori, at the end of the film, the witch, and it's really cool because in the beginning of the movie, they do briefly talk about her backstory. So this witch would chain up 2 boys and she would take them to the underworld, which is hell. And she selected the main character and the villain of the movie to go to hell with her. The main character is able to escape from the chains, but the other character wasn't so lucky, the villain. I had a hard time watching that scene because that is one of the most scariest like depictions of hell I have ever seen. Like, she pushes doors open as she's dragging this guy, and you see a bunch of like figures with white eyes just reaching out for him as he's screaming. This part was CGI, but it was very effective, and I'm really glad they saved it for that moment in the movie, because if it had been CGI the whole film, I think I would have gotten tired of it quickly. But they did a really good job with that scene. It was so effective, it was short, and it really left you with a sense of dread. I really enjoyed that part. That was very well done. And I just really enjoyed the main character's journey too in this film. Like I have mentioned before, it is like a psychological drama, like drama, terror, and this movie, it really makes you feel for the guy at some point. Yeah, he's a jerk. He's a jerk in this movie, but you really enjoy his character. You feel bad for him in a lot of scenes, and I really did like that about the movie. Like, they did a really good job with his character of development, I gotta say. And I'm not trying to diss the actor who played him at all. But that actor, his name is like I think it's like Adam Scott, and I'm not a huge fan of him per se. Um, I gotta be honest, I do have a hard time taking him seriously when it comes to acting. It's not because of the way he looks or anything. I think it's because the roles I've seen him play. Like, I seen him in the movie Krampus. That was like a comedy thing, but I had a hard time taking the characters a little seriously in that movie because of script or whatever. This movie, I didn't see the actor anymore. I saw the character. And I thought he did a really good job. I was really impressed by his performance as this character because, again, he was a very, very like complicated character. I really enjoyed that about the film a lot. And he really stood out in this movie too. And I'm really glad that they picked him for this movie. And I have yet to see him in that TV show. It's like Severance, but I'm sure he's really good in that show because I've heard really good things about it. But yeah, he proved me wrong with Hokum. I was really impressed by his performance in this movie. So yeah, Hokum is a very good film, guys. I highly recommend everyone to watch this film. It's one of the best horror movies of 2026 so far. And I have mentioned before in the first video I did of my thoughts on it, but it's my second favorite to Bone Temple. I really hope that we see more horror films like this. Hollywood is running out of ideas, apparently. I don't know what's going on with Hollywood right now, because this year with theaters, it's been weird. Horror is dominating right now, which I'm glad to see, but yeah, that's the only genre that I've been really excited for this year, and Hokum was a huge surprise in the horror genre. Well, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you with a brand new video very soon. Peace out.